Thanks for joining me today. This is Danny and welcome back to my modded 1.10.2 series. Out here by my greenhouse, you may notice that it looks a little different than it did the last time we were out here because I decided to make it bigger, much bigger, and I didn't really like the way it looked. So having a great big huge building out here sprawled out that I don't like how it looks wasn't really going to work. So I kind of changed the look of it a little bit because what we're doing today is we are extending our farm out here. And we're going to be controlling the farm better so that we can maintain a certain inventory of items. I'm in the process of making greenhouse glass right now, and you may remember from the last episode this process of I have to make 39 empowered payless crystal blocks. So I need, for each one of those, I'm going to need some prismarine 3 times in 3 slots, and then I'm going to need cyan dye. So we'll get this process started, and we can let this run while we are doing other stuff. Okay, hooray, it's so beautiful. What I'm planning on doing is setting up a whole bunch of progressive automation farmers out here. I'm going to fill this whole place up with a bunch of small 3x3 farms, and we're going to have, as you can see, an aisle down the middle, and then it's gonna be all farms along both of these strips. So it's gonna kind of look somewhat like an urban farm, like an urban greenhouse. I'm gonna have each one of the farms doing a separate item, and each one of them is going to shut off when our inventory has enough of that item. So because part of the problem that I've been running into with this farm over here is I've got 3 different things going on here, and these are all things that we use a lot of. I mean, ender pearls, redstone, and the pumpkin for the seeds for our diesel generator, our biodiesel generator. But the problem is, when we need a lot of seeds, we end up getting totally overloaded with redstone and ender lilies, and vice versa. So I want to split a lot of this stuff off into its own farms so that we can have it so that it's only going to grow pumpkins when it needs pumpkins. It's only going to grow redstone when we need redstone, and it's only going to, you get the point. So that's what we're going to do, and then I haven't decided what that big farm is going to be. I have 8 stone planters and a stack of stone upgrades. So each one of these 8 planters is going to cover an area 3x3. So because the 8 upgrades adds 8 to 1. So actually what I'm going to do is use the swapping wand. Oh crap. But not like that. I need to use it in single mode. And in each one of these guys we are going to put 8 upgrades, giving it a range of 9. Then for each one of these guys, of course we're going to be piping in RF. Oh, we're going to have to make RF engines for each one of these guys. And then we're going to pipe in RF. These guys don't stack, so I was only able to hold on to 5. But that goes right here in the coal slot. Normally you would put coal there, but in this case we put it in there. They all charged from the battery in my inventory. So each one of these is going to start out with 40,000 RF, which is fine. And now I just need 2 more. So now I'm hooking up energy conduits and item conduits. The item conduits are going to be doing 2 things. They're going to be piping hose in, and of course they're going to be pulling this stuff out. So a while ago we set up this for our Ender IO farm, and we've got a crafting upgrade in an exporter that's sending stone hose into this hopper duct. And the reason I'm using a hopper duct is just because it has a single inventory slot, rather than filling up like a whole chest full of stone hose. And this is extracting from channel brown, which is also what this is inserting in. And then this is extracting on channel green, which is what this is inserting in. And this is our modular storage that sends things back to our base. So if I wanted to send a trapdoor back, it goes there and it goes back to our base. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want each of these to be in and out, inserting on channel brown, and exporting on channel, or extracting on channel green, always active. And now if we look in here, we should see a hoe. Yes. And if we put something in here, it should get pulled out. Yes, and end up getting pulled into here. Yay! So that's easy because we already set this stuff up before, and we also already have a power cell here. So, but now I have to do that with each one of these. So what I can do is grab my conduit probe from Ender.io and shift middle click. Oh crap. I have a conflict. Or we can press Y, actually. Yeah, press Y, it turns yellow. This guy is now in copy paste mode. So now that we're in copy paste mode, we can shift right click to copy a conduit bundle and right click to paste it. So now that we're in this mode and our conduit probe is yellow, I can shift right click and that copied the conduit settings. So these settings have been copied. So if we look in here, we'll see that we've just got the default settings, extracting channel green, active with signal. If we go like this, I mean, no, we don't shift. If we just right click, we can see the arrows changed. And if we look, we see we are now in and out brown, extract green, and we have a hoe. Nice. So now all I have to do is go boom on every one of these. Boom. Boom. Very nice tool. Cool. So these should all have hoes. Actually, it might take a while because it's got to craft each one and put it in there. What's going on? Oh, I'm missing a conduit here. Okay, so then I need to do this on this one. Okay. So now these should all have hoes in them all the way to the last one. Yes. Hooray! We already have this guy over here, this detector, that is detecting whether or not we have 1,000 pumpkins in our refined storage system, because this is a refined storage detector. And it's set to emit a signal when above this amount. So this guy up here was set to run when it doesn't have a signal. Now we could set a detector up like this for every one of these guys. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to hit Y again to change this back into regular mode, because now if we want to check our conduits, this conduit has no external connections. It doesn't? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, we can change that. If we want to use our probe to actually probe our conduits, we'll end up pasting our settings. There. I'm just checking to see if the progressive automation planters do support ender lilies, and it appears as if they do. So that is pretty cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is pretty weird that it would have tried to do that. So I've got a line of detectors here. So what we're going to do is we're going to emit a redstone signal when above 1,000. So we'll just maintain 1,000 ender pearls in our system. Actually, right now we have more than 1,000. So then we're going to need some redstone conduits. We're going to need a lot more of those, probably about 30 or so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this on a different channel. So this is going to be channel green because we're going to be using the same redstone conduits throughout. So I've got redstone here, and that's on channel brown. And then I've got cactus, and that's on channel blue. And we can put a whole string of these for all the things that we want. So I'm converting this whole farm. Oh. What? That was weird. Converting this whole farm to a pumpkin farm. I'm moving my end stone stuff and redstone over here. And we can move these. I mean, we could spread these out so that they're taking up 2 slots. Because honestly, I don't have 8 items that I'm going to be doing, so that's fine. The only reason I'm going with the progressive automation with the 3x3 configuration is just because I want to be able to configure them in this pattern. So yeah. And now I can use my awesome AIoT 500 sugarcane under purple. I just remembered we need sugarcane for our hooch. I totally forgot about it. We ran out of sugarcane. We're actually only using half of them so far. I've got 4 of them set up, and the other half are empty for future use. I think we may be using one for canola oil at some point, or for canola at some point in the near future, and getting into the whole canola oil thing. If we want some of this stuff to grow faster, we can spread it out. We've got this greenhouse glass, so it's going to be pretty fast. However, this row right here is not covered by greenhouse glass. So these guys are going to be a little bit slower. I'm having an issue here. This door is catching a redstone signal somehow. I don't know how. Because, I mean, these are insulated redstone conduits. They should not be leaking out redstone signals to a trap door unless it's configured that way, and it's not. I mean, I checked the upside is disabled. Let's see, what direction is that? That is east. I'll just make sure that's disabled. We have a complete farm now. I fill up all the slots. So I just threw the vanilla stuff in here. We'll keep a little bit of that in our inventory. That won't hurt too much, right? And I doubled the sugarcane space for now until we catch up, because we're way behind on sugarcane. And we've got potatoes, wheat, of course, ender lilies, and red orchids, and cacti, which we have enough of right now. As you can see, it's not being harvested. And carrots, and then of course our pumpkins, which are currently also not being harvested because we've got plenty. And we'll go down here. I've been spending a lot of time down here. I think I really need to work on making my underground a little bit more pretty because I do spend a lot of time down here. Here's what we've got. So it's all basically the same concept. So here we are emitting a redstone signal when we have more than 100 potatoes. So once we have enough potatoes, we're going to emit a redstone signal. Here we've got 500 wheat, 500 sugarcane, 500 cactus, 5,000 redstone, because we use that a lot, and 1,000 ender pearls, and then our pumpkins, 1,000 pumpkins. So, and they're all set to emit when above this amount. Because the progressive automation machines will stop working when they get a redstone signal. So when we have enough of any item, we send a redstone signal to our planter, and it'll stop working. Now our Ender IO machine, on the other hand, can be configured. So this one, I actually have it set to be active with signal. I should probably reverse that just so that it's not confusing, because this one we have to emit signal when under that amount. You know what, let's reverse that just to make this less confusing. So we're going to emit when above this amount, and then we're going to change this to be active without a signal. So now all of these will emit redstone signals when we have enough of a given item. And I also stuck the items on the wall using immersive craft so that I don't have to look in the GUI, so I can see that, oh, this is potatoes, and see that the light isn't on, we don't have enough potatoes, the light of wheat is on, so we do have enough wheat, and so on and so forth. Down here I've got carrots, and then they each have a different signal color, so we're using the same insulated redstone conduit out to all the machines, but every one of them has a different color. So we can see redstone has brown, this has blue, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter really what colors we use, just as long as they all have a different color. And then when we go over to our progressive automation machines, so for each one of these conduit connectors, we're going to have our redstone mode set to in and out, because remember, by default when we set these down here, the redstone doesn't connect to the machine. So we have to set this to in and out, and then whatever color corresponds to, and then oh, actually that should be oh, I can't put it there because there's a light there. There. So again, I stuck these to the wall just so that I could easily see what machines these are. Oh, I'm missing this one. This is wheat. So and we should probably put a wheat there too. It'll be a little easier to see. I really wish that I had the time to make these walls look a little nicer than just dirt and stuff, but I don't have time to do that today, so we'll just have to deal with the dirt and stone. Yeah, so it's just the same concept in every one of these, but we just changed the color. And then another thing I did, just for good measure, is under the RF tab, we're inserting active without signal, cyan. So the redstone signal is going to turn the machine off, but then it's also going to cut off the RF, which almost doesn't matter because when the machine is off, it's not going to be using RF, but you know, what the heck, might as well do it because we can. So I did the same thing on all of these machines. The only difference is the colors, of course. So now if we go upstairs, we should see something that kind of reflects what we're seeing down here. So we have enough wheat, we have enough cactus, and we have enough ender pearls, and that's it. So those few items are not being harvested. So of course we can see we've got cactus that's not being harvested. Our wheat, well, we must have just recently got enough wheat because that's still there. You know what, I'm gonna go to sleep. And we can see our sugarcane. Sugarcane is being harvested. Our redstone is being harvested. Our carrots are being harvested. And our pumpkins are not. Ah! Darn it. At some point, possibly in the next couple of episodes, I'm probably going to take one of these sugar canes once they're caught up and swap them out with canola seeds from Actually Additions, and we may get into canola oil power and the other various types of power, or the other various types of oil from Actually Additions. We can produce quite a bit of power from those, but it will require a little bit of work on our part, setting up all the automation and stuff so that we can get those things to, because it's not terribly straightforward, so there is going to be a little bit of work involved in getting up to the highest tier oils, which we'll see. It should be fun to play around with that. So our little town has expanded again. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, please don't forget to click the like button and to join me next time. And of course, if you do have any questions or comments or ideas or whatever, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And in the next episode, I'm not really sure what we're going to do in the next episode. I know at some point we're going to do the Actually Additions canola oil thing. At some point we're going to be playing with Draconic Evolution, but I don't think we're quite ready for that. So I guess we'll find out in the next episode. So I hope you join me for that. Thanks for watching.